You're watching 11 Alive Morning News. 11 minutes of nonstop news starts now.
First this morning, when can voters cast a ballot early in the runoff? The fight over a Saturday takes a big step today. Local Taylor Swift fans among millions waiting for their turn to get a ticket, but there will be no sales today. We're following the latest in this ticket fiasco. We are kicking off your 11 minutes of nonstop news with a battle over early voting in the U.S. Senate runoff. Some advocates fighting for one more day to let people cast their early ballot. Molly Oak has the latest as a judge prepares to hear arguments in the case.
Today, a judge will hear arguments in that lawsuit trying to get Georgia election officials to allow for early voting this Saturday after Thanksgiving. Right now, Georgia law doesn't allow voting on the second Saturday before an election if a state holiday is held on Thursday or Friday. Democratic incumbent Senator Raphael Warnock and others filed the lawsuit Tuesday, arguing provisions in Georgia's law limiting Saturday voting after a holiday don't apply to runoffs. But Georgia's Secretary of State claims this is just Warnock trying to change a law based on political preferences. So while counties wait to hear what will happen today, county election boards have been meeting to try to decide what days they will host early voting. Some have concerns with people showing up and having enough staffing after Thanksgiving, some concerned about before the holiday. Cheryl.
All right, Molly, thank you. Sticking with your 11 minutes of nonstop news. After many scheduled changes, Senator Lindsey Graham is set to finally appear before a Fulton County special grand jury next week. He was originally on the schedule for yesterday, but that did not happen. According to the Washington Post, he will now testify Tuesday. It's all tied up in Fulton County's investigation into whether former President Trump and his allies tried to interfere in Georgia's 2020 election. The Gwinnett County School Board finds itself split now over a new discipline policy. Parents and kids who addressed the board last night were passionate about the rollout of the district's restorative approach. It's aimed at bringing down violence but keeping kids in school.
In what world is it okay to physically assault someone and have no tribunal, no expulsion, no going to another school?
We took a dive into the numbers. They show in Gwinnett County, fights are up from last year. So are instances of weapons found on campus up significantly. 3 board members say they still support this new policy, but 2 others say they are now willing to turn their back on it. A trial date is officially set for Atlanta rapper Young Thug and dozens of others indicted on gang-related charges. It will happen just 2 months from now, January 9th. The judge says he expects it will last between 6 and 9 months. Ahead of the trial, you can watch our series Jeffrey, where we dig into the life of Jeffrey Williams, known as Young Thug, and his impact on the music industry. Taylor Swift fans who were hoping to see her perform in Atlanta, well, we hope you were able to get those tickets already because Ticketmaster says it's canceling today's sale for the Eras Tour. The site was overwhelmed yesterday when Swift managed to sell a record 2 million tickets in less than 24 hours. Now Ticketmaster and Swift's team are facing a lot of criticism.
This is a very, very bad day for Ticketmaster and a pretty bad day for Taylor Swift, because honestly, the fans, they're more frustrated that they signed up for something and didn't get what they signed up.
All right, so we're going to take a look on the Today Show on the latest as the Ticketmaster fiasco continues. We continue your 11 minutes of nonstop news with a live look from our nation's capital, where Democratic lawmakers in the House will have new leadership. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says she will not seek another leadership post. NBC's Ryan Nobles has the latest.
It is the end of an era in Washington, D.C., as the House Speaker Nancy Pelosi announces that she will not seek a leadership position in the Democratic Congress next year. Pelosi instead will remain just a backbench member of Congress. Coming up on the Today Show, we'll talk about how that will impact the new Congress and what it means for Kevin McCarthy, the leader of the Republican Party, who's poised to become the next Speaker of the House.
We are fighting to get people in Metro Atlanta answers as they wait for delayed SNAP benefits. This is critical assistance, and it's nowhere to be found as we head into the holidays. Liza Lucas has an update on the progress this morning. Good morning, Liza.
Good morning. Yes, I've spoken with the source of the governor's office, and I'm told the state is pulling out all the stops to increase staffing and process benefits faster. Now, some families are coming back to tell me that they now have their benefits in hand, but others still trying to get answers.
your child come to you and say, Mama, I'm hungry.
Now, the Georgia Department of Human Services says the delay caused by a worker shortage and an increase in applications. Officials now working on solutions to deal with the backlog, including offering overtime for staff. A source in the governor's office also telling me that the state is pulling people from other departments to help with this while also hiring continues. And meanwhile, I just heard from another 11 Alive viewer this morning asking about a timeline. People really desperate for this to get fixed.
No doubt. This is a critical situation. Liza, thanks for digging on it. Are you gearing up for the SEC game in Atlanta? UGA taking on LSU. It's December 3rd at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Just so you know, all tickets for this game are going to be digital. Fans will have to pass through a metal detector to get into the game, and also for the SEC fan event happening that day. Only clear bags allowed in the stadium, and they'll check them when you go in. Cash will not be accepted. For more important tips from the SEC, check out this story on 11alive.com. Let's take you to a live look from Atlanta's airport this morning. A little glow in the sky there. We know many of you are going to start heading out for the holiday soon. Hartsfield-Jackson expects travel to really pick up on Sunday. Remember to arrive early for your flight. We have more travel tips for you on 11alive.com.
All right, by noon today, temperatures will be in the 40s, right around 47 degrees. Mostly sunny skies. You saw the clear skies in that live shot right there. That's the way it's going to be all day long today. By 3 o'clock, we'll reach our daytime high of 52. Slightly warmer than we have been over the last couple of days. A bit breezy though, with those winds about out of the northwest, about 10 miles per hour or less. Fair skies by 6 o'clock, although the clouds will begin to increase after the sun sets. Looking at 42 degrees by 6.
Stay warm, everybody. Have a great weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday morning. A live look at the city as we hand it off to the Today Show.